Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today on this pleasant video number 2 out of 2 as usual, as we look forward to Chelsea playing later tonight, tomorrow morning technically. So the review for that, as it's going to be late here in the UK, it will be up for you first thing in the morning. Make sure you guys are here for my Chelsea versus Dortmund review. That will be video number 1 out of the 2 tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here. And obviously for you guys to be here, and if you haven't done so already, you got to do this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, so you will catch that review as soon as it's posted. On top of that, don't forget to get in touch with all things Younes Talks Football. Links are in the description to all the socials. They are on screen for you right now as well. Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at YTalksFootball, and TikTok at Younes Talks Football. Let's get cracking. Actually, before we do, there was a very, very interesting old school clip that was put up on there, so go and have a look and enjoy. Well, Chelsea fans probably didn't enjoy that moment. I didn't, that's for sure. But it's a hilarious moment now we look back, so go and check it out. Brighton. This club. Someone put it in the comments and just smashed it. Like, we've been calling Lukaku this guy. We're going to have to call Brighton this club now. This club. Shout out to Levi Colwill, who we're going to come to later on. But shout out to him for saying this guy, because it gave me a great idea. And I've just absolutely rinsed it since the moment he said it. And it's applied perfectly to every single bit of context that I've used it in. Absolutely crazy scenes coming out of Brighton as of this evening and tonight, and what we've heard, because tactics. Let's show you what happened, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. Let's go right into it, right? Let's not hold up any more time. This came from Andy Naylor, Brighton journalist of The Athletic. So The Athletic have journalists that report on all various clubs. Here's the Brighton one. Andy Naylor, take us away. Here it is. Competition for Chelsea in their quest to buy Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. Details in the Daily Transfer blog. Here's the detail. Another club has had an offer rejected for Moises Caicedo. Chelsea could face competition in their pursuit. The bid from an as yet unidentified club is said to surpass Chelsea's most recent offer that was worth a total of 80 million. Off the bat, what I have to say about this is Tony Bloom, try harder, mate. Try harder. I'm sorry. Listen, let's call a spade here, right? Actually, Tony Bloom would understand that expression perfectly now, wouldn't he? Because the man was a professional poker player. So we're going to go back to that poker reference that we've been using as the analogy throughout this negotiation, right? We're coming back to the poker table. So what's the latest in terms of this poker deal, right? This poker hand. What's going on? This massive bet where people have put their life savings on the table, right? What's going on? Well, the way that it looks like is it seems Brighton are that one side of the table that are starting to get nervous, that are starting to sweat, that are starting to get fearful. And when that happens on a poker table, right, and Tony Bloom will probably say himself, he's probably been on the receiving end as well as the giving end, but on that table, there comes a point where one of the two that are remaining are going to try and call the biggest bluff known to man, right? Just to think and possibly scare his opponent into doing something stupid, right? I think we're at that point. Like I said, Brighton, you got to try harder, man. You call this competition? Come on. And we'll prove it because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. The 2s and 2s are not making 4s, right? They're making 7s. It's off. The maths are not mathsing. The math isn't mathing. I've lost all expressions, right? I've lost all expression because this doesn't make sense. Just like the way that I'm talking now, it doesn't make sense. So let's try and decipher it, shall we? We're going to have to decode this like we're looking at an old ancient Egyptian bit of writing. I don't know what it says. Yeah, no one knows what it says. We're going to have to decipher all of this. So let's get to the latest from Fraser Fletcher. Let's hear what he had to say. Here it is. Manchester City have had admiration for Caicedo. No confirmation that they are the club who have bid, but that is where those rumours come from. Others like Caicedo too. Chelsea now face competition for his signature and could see another Ugarte situation if not careful. Okay, Fair enough. Let's go to Ben Jacobs now. Let's check this out. We're going to add 2 and 2 together. We're going to make sure we're going to get 4. So, here it is. Moises Caicedo camp have been told by Brighton an £80 million plus bid, surpassing Chelsea's rejected offer from a new, unnamed Premier League club is confidential. They don't know the identity or whether the offer is real. However, contrary to some reports, Liverpool have not bid. Okay, so we're hearing City and we're hearing Liverpool, but we're also hearing that Brighton haven't told the players' camp who it is because it's confidential. My mind's... I'm sorry, I've got something happening in my head now and I think a volcano's about to erupt. It doesn't make sense. I think I'm going to malfunction in a minute. This is... How is it that a bid comes in and the player's camp isn't told by his own club? Now, Ben Jacobs tries to elaborate on this point and tries to make some sort of sense of it, but let's dip into it. Here's what he had to say. The bid could be legitimate. Funny, could be. We don't even know. It could be. But let's keep reading. But if so, those close to Caicedo are yet to receive specific details. It could also be a tactic as Chelsea negotiate. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to work that one out now, does it? Anyway, let's keep reading. Saudi links with Caicedo are again not known to date by his agent. However, Saudi deals are really atypical. Sometimes player agents are last to know. It's been a common complaint this summer because deal makers go to the clubs directly using their own appointed agent. More here on how approaches work. So he's put a YouTube video out and all sorts in terms of how it's all going to work. But it's funny because throughout this transfer window, we've seen countless amount of examples where personal terms have been agreed first before a fee. Am I right? So what makes it different here? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but to make it look like that's how it normally is. No. Yeah, before, you'd go and approach the club and then you'd sort out the personal terms. Now it's a case of sorting out the personal terms. If we can get that done, okay, we'll approach the club and make an official bid. Because if we can't even agree personal terms, what's the point? That's how some clubs look at it. And that's the common theme throughout this transfer window. We have personal terms agreed with Caicedo right now. This is my point. We have it done. It's there. It's ready. He's ready to just get the pen and sign. But we haven't agreed with Brighton yet, have we? So, you know what I mean? Anyway, now let's keep reading because he mentioned earlier on, didn't Ben Jacobs say earlier on that there was an unnamed Premier League club and that it's confidential, right? Okay. So, let's check this out. This was from Sky Sports. An unnamed Saudi club has now joined the race for Moises Caicedo, but Chelsea are getting encouragement that they are his preferred destination. Do you understand now why the 2 and 2 doesn't make 4, it makes 7? It's just... Hang on, so first it was an unnamed Premier League club between Liverpool and Manchester City, so we don't even know what's right there. And now it's not even a Premier League club, it's a Saudi club. But no one's saying it's both. It's just, it doesn't... This is the worst PR in the history of the world, right? Simple as that. Brighton, look, you ain't got the facilities for this type of game. It's as simple as that. Brighton are trying to stick out some next level PR in order to get Chelsea thinking, oh my God, we got to act, let's just give them the 100 million. Listen. This is why I've been saying the signs are now starting to point in Chelsea's favour. We are seeing the panic. We are seeing the urgency, the nerves starting to kick in on Brighton's side. How many signals and all sorts of antics are we now beginning to see coming from that side, which just tells us they're not calm. They're now trying to throw every single thing that they have in their book to try and get it their way, but it's slipping away from them. Slowly but surely. Slowly, for sure. It's slow. It's not fast. It's slow, but it's sure. And now with this, listen, you want PR? If you're going to facilitate yourselves like a big club, you're going to have to put some top-level PR. You're going to have to make it believable. It's very amateurish to just come and go, oh no, another club have bidded? Who? It's confidential. Try harder. If you're really all about it in terms of the big boys and how they actually operate, you're going to make a contact with another club to make it look like that they're coming in for the player, and then have some sort of deal under the table in order for you to get that done with them. Maybe someone makes it look like, oh no problem, we'll do that for you. All right, how about what's in it for me? Yeah, okay, no problem, we'll sort that out. Okay, hey, put in a bid for Caicedo, right? It's going to get rejected, don't worry, it's just a bit of business, that's it, right? And then the media pick that up. It's a bid, it's an actual bid. And then between Brighton and them, they can refuse if they want to, not a problem. But that's where you make it look legitimate. That's where you make it look like, whoa, okay. Now, you're talking about a Saudi club has come into the race. Now, I'm curious to know where this Saudi stuff came from. Because this Saudi stuff could have come from Brighton, but it also could have come from Chelsea. Now, you're probably thinking, why are Chelsea doing that then? Well, who's the one with the Saudi links in? Who are the ones with the Saudi links here? Is it Brighton or is it Chelsea? I know Brighton do not have the facilities to get on the phone with the Saudis and try and make it look like there's a bid coming from Saudi in order to get Chelsea to up their offer. No. But what there is Chelsea have links with Saudi. In fact, we've got PIF investments in Clear Lake Capital, and our owner who owns Clear Lake Capital knows of that, doesn't he? Better like Bali and all them lot. Yeah. So we've got those links there, not a problem. It's curious how to know that works. It would be funny, wouldn't it, if a Saudi bid actually came in and somehow a bid did actually work, and imagine a Saudi club actually bought Caicedo and then sends him on loan to us. That's hypothetical. That's not going to happen, of course. That's a joke. But my point is, we got that link, not Brighton. So if you're going to operate like a big club and you're going to fabricate PR, right, do it properly. That's the whole point. Because we ain't believing any of this. So the message to Chelsea is, don't fold. You got your hand? Trust me, you've got the winning hand. You've got the winning hand. Simple as that. There's a poker game going around right now between Chelsea and Brighton. Bowley, Egbali and Tony Bloom, right? We have the winning hand. Just keep going. We've got the winning hand. Just go all the way to the end. It's fine. You've got this. You've got 4 aces. Actually, no. Tell a lie. He thinks he's got 4 aces. He might actually have 4 aces. You've got a royal flush. You've got it. Doesn't get better. Game over. So, you know what? Let's see how this one's going to end, because it's absolute carnage. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there because, and this is where Chelsea's PR might be coming in. This could be PR. This could be legit, but it could be PR. And it could be PR, and it's surprising that it's come tonight after all this madness. See now, Brighton, you want to see how big clubs operate? No problem. Here are the exhibits. Exhibit A, Liam Toomey, take it away. From The Athletic, the Chelsea side. Tyler Adams is a name on Chelsea's midfield list as the Caicedo talks continue. The US international has an active relegation release clause at Leeds worth in the region of 20 million. Goes on to say, Chelsea remain determined to find an agreement for Caicedo on their terms. He is the priority still. So, there's the signal to Brighton. Let's get this deal done and you take some money. If not, we're going to turn to Tyler Adams. Not a problem. We've got a replacement lined up. An alternative, should we say. An alternative that could be your replacement if you give us Caicedo. We've now even identified a replacement for you. Do you see how big clubs operate? Big clubs put out the threat that we can walk away from this, not a problem. But we've also at the same time done 2 birds with 1 stone by telling you, you give us Caicedo, look, here's your replacement. We sorted him out for you. So hurry this deal up and give us Caicedo. That's how big clubs operate. Now the maths is mathing. Now 2 + 2 = 4. Man, big club. Oh, we are Chelsea, man. We are Chelsea. This is how it runs. This is how it runs. We are on another level. So listen, this is what I'm saying now. We're at a point in that poker game where Bloom, just call the hand, stop raising, put the cards on the table. Let's see who wins. Simple as that. Now, it's not even about a battle because Brighton are meant to be taking money out of this. So technically, Brighton are meant to be the winners anyway here. So take the money. Now, you want Sanchez as part of this whole deal as well. Look, like I said earlier on, I reckon 110 for the both players is fair. Chelsea should entertain that if we are actually looking to get the goalkeeper. And at the same time, after that, not a problem. You want Tyler Adams? There you are. Go and get Tyler Adams. He's your replacement. We've done the data and all that work. We've identified him as an alternative to Caicedo. So there you go. You can go and have Tyler Adams. Job done. Now, what do I think of Tyler Adams? I'll be honest. In terms of Chelsea, he should be seen as a backup, possibly to Caicedo, yes. Someone that can fill in, just in case, but not an alternative, if I'm honest. Not for us. For Brighton, yes, it works. For Chelsea, not for us. I'm sorry. There's a level. There's a level we're trying to get to. We're trying to win the Premier League title. Yeah, that's our aim. Tyler Adams, not there. But as a backup, as someone that can fill in, absolutely. But then you'd think, why do we need him? We've got Santos. We've got these midfielders that can be backup and develop and get better and better and better whilst Caicedo's playing. So, do we really need Tyler Adams? I don't think so. I don't think so. If he's the same level as a Santos, we might as well give game to Santos. Do you know what I mean? So, that's how I see it. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to this entire saga and this whole story. But, yeah, Brighton, nice try. Yeah, as I've said, if you want to be a big club, you're going to have to up the levels and you're going to have to go and get the facilities to say that, big man. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move. Let's move to one guy that does have the facilities to see what's best and what will take him further. And that's none other than this guy. Top geezer. Levi Colwill confirms, delighted to commit my future to my boyhood club Chelsea. I'm thrilled to be here and excited to be part of this project. It's been an honour to have been at this club since a 9-year-old and I'm dedicated to work with my teammates to bring this club continued success. He does go on to say in that clip where he speaks about signing the new deal and whatnot, he's in Chicago with the shoot and whatnot, and he goes to say that he spoke with Poch and he's been given that assurance and he's happy. He said it was very easy. There wasn't anything else. It was always Chelsea. And I mean, on one end, yeah, he's telling us what we want to hear. And of course, but he genuinely wants to play. He wants to be at the club and he wants to give it his all. And I'm happy that, him and Poch have got things in order. And it seems like he now is going to put his head down. He's going to train and work hard and hopefully get that starter position and take it from there and hopefully turn into the one of the best centre-backs that we've had. Fingers crossed it gets to that. So Levi Colwill signs his new deal. Congratulations to him. Now let's have a big season, shall we? Let's. Come on, Levi. Let's do this. Now, let's let me know your thoughts down below. And let's move elsewhere before we wrap up. Two big stories actually coming out of here. So here we go. Here's one. PSG have reached an agreement with Gonzalo Ramos on personal terms and the transfer is hotting up quickly. PSG are trying to reach an agreement with Benfica, who want 80 million euros for the striker. This would actually be a very good signing for PSG. This is PSG now starting to turn themselves away from the superstardom and they're actually trying to do things authentically now. And I think that would be a very good deal for PSG. Very good. When you look at the French league and you look at the level, when you look at Benfica, what Ramos has done over there, I think it would be a step up, the perfect step up for him, in order to get into an environment where he's not facing too much pressure. He's at a bigger club. He's going to be playing Champions League football. He's upping his level for sure. But at the same time, I think he will be a legit goal threat there. And I think he will do well. He looks dynamic and whatnot. You can argue if he's ready for the Premier League. But for Ligue 1 and for PSG, I think it's the perfect profile of striker that they actually need when they're starting to move on, like I said, from the superstars. So, yeah, very, very good buy if it does happen from Luis Enrique. Good target. And let's see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts. Gonzalo Ramos to PSG. Do you think he'll be a hit or a miss at PSG? Let me know down below if that does actually happen, of course. Let me know your thoughts. Now, to wrap up, Manchester United. What's going on? I remember I was talking about the Glazers and Sheikh Jassim and Jim Ratcliffe and whatnot. There was quite a few videos consecutively where I spoke about nothing but Man United here, and we've not heard anything in about a month. It's gone cold. What's happened? What's happened at that football club? The Glazers are still there. Now, let's get into the latest. Here it is. Ben Jacobs goes, this remains the case. Manchester United's sale process hasn't been paused, as previously reported. Group say they're waiting for further communication and ready if chosen. Yet counter suggestions, as we've seen throughout from those close to sellers, insist Qatar are in fact behind delays. So it's a blame game at this point. No one actually knows what's going on. The Glazers are blaming the Qataris and the Qataris are blaming the Glazers. So, I mean, look, from a Chelsea perspective, this is great. This is hilarious, right? But we were all thinking that the deal's done. So what's going on? What's the hold-up? There's got to be a hold-up here. Now, I have to say, there is no reason. When you look at it logically, think about it. There's no reason for the Qataris to hold this up. Think about it. They were buzzing. They were excited. They've got everything ready. They've got everything in place. They submitted the bid. They're ready to go. Why would they hold anything up? Now let's flip it. Why would the Glazers hold it up? Maybe they don't want to sell. Maybe they want to drag it a little longer. Maybe they're waiting for another bid. Maybe they're waiting for Jim Ratcliffe to get his act together. Maybe there's all sorts of possible ways that this could go when you think about the Glazers holding this up. At the end of the day, they own the football club and they are getting how much money from this football club, and they could be having second thoughts or possible cold feet on this whole saga. They could. So when you think about it, I think it's the Glazers holding this up. That's my own opinion. But let's see. I think eventually it will get to the point where they will sell. But I think they're trying to explore every single last possible action to rinse every single last possible dime that they can get out of that football club in every single way before they depart. So let's see how it's going to turn out, because you've got to remember, under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the Glazers would still be at Manchester United. With Qatar and Sheikh Jassim, they're gone. It's 100% of the club going over to Qatar. Done. So they are leaving the club in every single possible way. This is where the hesitance, I think, is coming from. So let's see how it's all going to go ahead, and if it does, if it doesn't. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section below. And that wraps it all up. So thank you very much, people. Do not forget, like I already mentioned, tomorrow morning, video number 1, it will be my thoughts on Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund. I'll also mention a couple of the others. We had Liverpool play Bayern Munich earlier on today. It's funny, because in video number 1, I was like, Liverpool went 3-2 up. Yeah, they lost 4-3. So, there's that. I'll mention that. And I'll also mention Arsenal and the way that they've been playing today, because they won the Emirates Cup. Congrats! They drew 1-1 to Monaco, went to penalties and they won. Jorginho and Havertz obviously scoring their penalty, specifically Jorginho smashed it into the top corner. Rare. He normally goes bottom. But anyway, I'll mention all of that tomorrow, my thoughts on where I think the teams are. That will be video number 1 alongside any other news. And then video number 2 at this time tomorrow. Make sure you're here for that. So to be here for all of that, you've got to do one thing, or two things. Firstly, hit the subscribe button. Secondly, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Much appreciated. Do not forget the socials. Links are in the description. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you head over there, give us a follow, and enjoy all the extra little bits and pieces coming out of Younes Talks Football over on all those platforms. And I will see all of you tomorrow for video number 1. So I'll see all of you then. Thank you so much, people. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Take care, and peace.